Hey man, let me tell you something that's going to completely shift how you think about breakups and getting someone back. Most guys, when they lose a woman, they panic. They start chasing, they start begging, they start trying to prove their worth. But what if I told you there's one change, one single transformation that makes her come crawling back without you lifting a finger, without you saying a word, without you even trying? See, most men have this completely backwards. They think getting her back is about what you do for her, but it's actually about what you do for yourself. And today, I'm breaking down the exact change that flips the script. That makes her realize what she lost and why she can't stop thinking about you. So listen up, because this isn't some pickup artist nonsense. This is pure psychology. And once you understand it, everything changes. Here's what most guys get wrong. They think the solution is more attention, more texts, more grand gestures. But that's exactly what pushes her further away. See, when you're chasing, you're operating from a place of weakness. You're basically telling her that you need her more than she needs you. And attraction doesn't work that way. Attraction is about value and scarcity, not desperation and availability. So what's the change that makes her come back? It's simple. You become unreachable, not physically, but emotionally, mentally. You become the version of yourself that doesn't need her approval, doesn't need her validation, doesn't need her at all. And that, my guy, is what drives women absolutely crazy. First, you stop being emotionally available to her. Listen, this doesn't mean you become cold or cruel. It means you stop being her emotional support system. You stop being the guy she can call when she's having a bad day, when she needs someone to vent to, when she wants attention without commitment. Most guys after a breakup, they stay in this weird friend zone thinking it keeps them close to her, but all it does is make you her backup plan, her emotional tampon while she's out there exploring other options. So you cut that off completely. No more late night conversations, no more being her shoulder to cry on, no more giving her the emotional connection without the relationship. When you withdraw that emotional availability, something powerful happens. She starts to feel your absence. And that absence creates a void that she didn't expect. Next, you start living like she never existed. And I mean completely. You're not posting cryptic messages on social media hoping she sees them. You're not going to places you know she'll be. You're not asking mutual friends about her. You disappear from her world entirely. And here's why this works so well. Women are used to guys orbiting around them, even after breakups. They expect you to still be thinking about them, still be affected by them. But when you genuinely move on, when you start living your life like she was never part of it, it creates a psychological effect called the Zeigarnik effect. She can't stop thinking about unfinished business. And your complete indifference becomes unfinished business in her mind. She starts wondering why you're not affected, why you're not trying to get her back. And that wondering turns into obsession. Then, you level up visibly. And I'm not talking about getting a haircut or buying new clothes. I'm talking about fundamental life improvements. You hit the gym harder than you ever have. You focus on your career with laser precision. You develop new skills, new hobbies, new social circles. You become genuinely better, not to impress her, but because you realize you deserve better than someone who walked away from you. And here's the kicker. You document none of it on social media. You don't post gym selfies. You don't show off your achievements. You let your transformation speak for itself. And when she eventually sees you or hears about you through other people, the change is undeniable. She sees a man who didn't crumble without her, who actually thrived. And that realization hits different. You also become selectively social, but strategically invisible. You're not hiding from the world, but you're not making yourself easily accessible either. You go out, you have fun, you meet new people, but you do it in circles where she's not guaranteed to see you. And when mutual friends ask about you, you're busy, you're doing well, you're focused on your goals. You're not available for casual catch-ups or group hangouts where she might show up. This selective availability creates mystery. And mystery is magnetic. She starts hearing pieces of your new life through other people, but never the full picture. And that incomplete information drives her curiosity through the roof. Here's where it gets interesting. Women are hardwired to want what they can't have. It's basic human psychology. But it goes deeper than that. When you remove yourself completely from her world, you force her to confront the reality of life without you. And most of the time, that reality isn't what she expected. See, when she decided to end things, or when the relationship fell apart, she had an idea in her head of how things would go. She figured you'd chase her, figured you'd try to win her back, figured she'd have options and control. But when you completely disappear, when you stop playing the game entirely, it disrupts her entire narrative. The most important part, you develop genuine indifference. And this is the hardest part because genuine indifference can't be faked. You can't pretend not to care while secretly hoping she comes back. You have to actually reach a point where whether she comes back or not doesn't define your happiness or your worth. This level of emotional detachment is rare, and it's powerful, because it means you're not making decisions based on getting her back. You're making decisions based on what's best for your life. And women can sense this authenticity. They can tell the difference between a man who's playing hard to get and a man who genuinely doesn't need them anymore. Now here's what happens when you make this change. When you truly become unreachable, she starts going through predictable stages. First, she enjoys the peace, thinks she made the right decision. Then she starts noticing your absence, wondering why you're not reaching out. Then she hears about your improvements, sees how well you're doing without her. And that's when the regret kicks in. Suddenly she's remembering all the good times. Suddenly she's questioning her decision. Suddenly she's the one wondering, what if? But here's the crucial part. By the time she reaches this point, you've already moved on. You've built a life that doesn't revolve around her. And that's exactly what makes you irresistible again. Let me be clear about something. This isn't about playing games. This isn't about manipulation. This is about genuine self-improvement and emotional growth. When you become truly unreachable, you attract not just your ex, but higher quality people in general, because you're operating from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You're not trying to get anyone back. You're focused on moving forward. And that energy, that confidence, that self-respect is magnetic. You also stop monitoring her completely. No checking her social media, no asking friends about her, no driving by places she might be. You go completely dark on any information about her life. And this is crucial, because as long as you're still monitoring her, you're still emotionally invested. You're still hoping for something, and that hope keeps you stuck in the past. Genuine indifference means genuine disinterest in her current situation. When you reach this level, she becomes just another person from your past, not someone who holds power over your emotions. Now I know what you're thinking. What if she doesn't come back? What if this doesn't work? And here's the beautiful part. It doesn't matter, because the change you've made isn't about her. It's about you. You've become a stronger, more attractive, more successful version of yourself. Whether she comes back or not, you win. And that's the real secret. When you improve yourself to the point where you don't need anyone's validation, you become the kind of person that everyone wants to be around. But let's say she does come back, and trust me, if you've truly made this change, she probably will. What then? Well, that's where your real power shows, because now you're not the same guy who lost her. You're not going to accept the same treatment. You're not going to settle for less than you deserve. If she comes back, she has to prove that she's worthy of the new you, not the other way around. And most of the time, when women see this level of transformation, this level of self-respect, they realize they messed up. They realize they let go of something valuable. Here's the thing about human nature. We don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. But it goes deeper than that. We only truly value what we think we might lose forever. When you become genuinely unreachable, you become something she thought she could have whenever she wanted, but now realizes she can't. And that shift in power dynamics changes everything. She goes from being the one who left to being the one who's left behind. Look, man, the bottom line is this. Getting someone back isn't about chasing. It's about becoming so valuable that they chase you. It's about improving yourself to the point where losing you becomes their loss, not yours. And when you reach that level, whether she comes back becomes irrelevant, because you'll have options, you'll have confidence, you'll have self-respect. And those things are worth more than any relationship that you had to beg for. So here's what you do starting today. You disappear, not from life, but from her life. You focus entirely on becoming the best version of yourself. You stop all contact. You stop all monitoring. You stop all hoping. And you start building a life so good that anyone would be lucky to be part of it. And watch what happens. Watch how the power dynamic shifts. Watch how she starts reaching out, starts asking about you, starts realizing what she lost. Remember, this isn't about revenge. It's about respect, self-respect. And when you truly respect yourself, others have no choice but to respect you too. And that, my guy, is when everything changes. That's when she realizes she made a mistake. And that's when you realize you deserve better than someone who had to lose you to appreciate you.